Okay, I'm calling the special meeting of June 26th of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. Let's start with a roll call.
Sure. Mr. Patchis? Ms. Wells?
Here.
Ms. Tabachnik?
Here.
Mr. Cantor?
Here.
Mr. Rowena?
Here.
I'm sorry, Diana? I'm forgetting your last name already. It's not good.
Lenkowski.
Ms. Lankowski? Here. Thank you. And Mr. Schulman?
Here. Okay, no one needs to be seated. Everybody will be allowed to participate in the special. But I need a motion for us to go into executive session. And Richard has made the motion. Nick has seconded. All those in favor, show of hands. Okay, now those of us at City Hall are going to walk over to room 300 where we're going to conduct that session. We'll see those of you online in just a minute or two. And we're back in session, or continuing in session. I'm going to call on the city's attorney to go over where we are and what we've done in our executive session. We'll offer an opportunity for public comment, even though that's not strictly required. And then we will vote on this matter. After which, at 6 o'clock, we'll begin our regular meeting.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Commission members. My name is Mario Coppola, Corporation Counsel. I practice law here at the Norwalk Law Department. And at the chairman's request, I'd like to just briefly summarize a resolution of this proposed resolution of this case. The pending lawsuit is titled Costco Wholesale Corporation versus the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Norwalk, and has a docket number FST CV 246066 or 57S. And there was this case involved an approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission for a special permit application that was filed by Costco Wholesale in connection with its properties located at 779 and 789 Connecticut Avenue. That approval was provided by the commission on February 21st, 2024. Thereafter, Costco commenced this appeal. And actually had prior to doing so, had reached out to the city to commence the discussions about how we could try to resolve the conditions of approval. Costco took a very practical approach in our discussions with them, in that they wanted to try to work with the city to comply with the conditions to the best of their ability, and wanted to explain to the city why certain conditions, particularly those pertaining to some of the issues, some of the conditions pertaining to the solar panels were not doable in certain areas on the property. And so they provided us with an explanation in detail as to and provided records to back that up as to why certain things couldn't be done with regard to those conditions, and they satisfied our inquiry as far as to confirm what they in fact could do. Now, having said that, they've still agreed to provide those improvements for the most part pursuant to the conditions of approval. They've also agreed to pay the city $100,000 for the installation of fiber optic cables. So just to quickly summarize the proposed settlement, we are proposing a settlement whereby, and a resolution of this commission, whereby your prior approval would be modified as follows. Conditions 11, 12, 13, and 14 would be eliminated in their entirety. As I explained, we were satisfied by Costco's explanation and providing us with further proof to back up why they could not comply with those conditions of approval. As a matter of fact. And second, the settlement provides that condition 24 is hereby added and shall read as follows: that prior to the issuance of a certificate of zoning compliance, the applicant shall pay to the city $100,000 to be held in escrow for the installation of fiber optic cables to facilitate adaptive signalization along this section of the corridor, as outlined in the memorandum prepared by Benjamin Young, PE Senior Traffic Engineer, dated January 11th, 2024. If the city has not commenced work on the installation of such fiber optic cables within 5 years of receipt of the payment, the $100,000 shall be returned to Costco. The city plans on using the money before the 5 years, so it will not go back to Costco. Condition 25 is hereby added, and that shall read: the applicant shall install a clean energy microgrid consisting of solar panels and battery energy storage system with a minimum electrical capacity of 325 kVA. The new solar panel shall be installed in one or more solar canopy structures and located in the extended parking deck in the general areas depicted in the rendering entitled Norwalk Preliminary Site Assessment, Upper Deck Option A. Prior to obtaining a zoning permit, the applicant shall submit a site plan depicting the solar structures in the general area shown in the aforementioned rendering, and staff shall have approved such site plan, provided that the proposed solar and battery energy storage system has a minimum electrical capacity of 325 kVA. For purposes of everyone else watching and listening to this, I know I just was relatively fast in giving that recitation of the conditions, but they're also set forth here on the video screen for everyone to see, and there will be a copy of the draft resolution as well, and ultimate resolution of the commission to approve the settlement in the record for this matter this evening. Does anybody on the commission have any questions, Mr. Chair?
Tammy? No,
And we've obviously discussed this prior to this public meeting in executive session. So with that being said, there is a draft resolution, and I would recommend approval as we've discussed.
thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone from the public, either in the audience or online, who wishes to comment on the proposed settlement? If not, I'll ask that we put up the new resolution. Brian, can we do that? Can I have a motion to approve the resolution? Richard has moved. Is there a second?
One second.
And Darius has seconded. Any comments before we move to a vote? Tammy, because you weren't in the executive session, I'm gonna ask that you abstain. Thank you. Okay, let's do a roll call.
Certainly, and I'll start with folks online. Mr. Patches? Ms. Tabachnik?
Yes.
Ms. Wells?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Cantor?
Yes.
Mr. Rowena?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Lankowski?
Yes.
And Mr. Schulman?
Yes,
Unanimous.
okay. Thank you very much. Attorney Capola, thank you very much as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, commission members. Pleasure as always. Thank you.
You have a 4-minute break.
Okay, well,
Oh, yeah, I do need a motion to adjourn. Yes, thanks.
okay, thank you, Brian. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Move. All right, again, Richard has moved, Darius has seconded. Again, we'll do this with a show of hands. All those in favor? Also unanimous. Okay. Got a 3-minute break.